What is the situation of gun issue in the United States?
The gun issue in the United States is a complex and multifaceted topic. The country has a long-standing tradition of gun ownership, protected by the Second Amendment to the Constitution, which states the right to bear arms. This has led to widespread ownership, with millions of firearms in civilian hands. However, this has also resulted in significant gun violence, including mass shootings, which has sparked a national debate on gun control. Proponents of stricter gun laws advocate for measures like universal background checks, restrictions on certain types of firearms, and more comprehensive mental health screenings. On the other hand, gun rights advocates argue that such regulations infringe upon personal freedoms, and that the focus should be on addressing underlying issues like mental health and crime. The debate is ongoing, with strong opinions on both sides, and it involves a range of factors including constitutional rights, public safety, and cultural values. It's a deeply rooted issue that continues to shape American society and politics.
Can you provide more details? And what is the situation to the society now? And can you give us some more examples in the daily life?
Certainly. The gun issue in the United States has significant impacts on society in various ways. Daily life in many parts of the U.S. is influenced by the prevalence of firearms. For instance, in some households, owning a gun is considered essential for personal protection. This is particularly common in rural areas, where law enforcement response times might be longer. Conversely, in urban settings, the issue of gun violence can be more pronounced. Cities with higher crime rates often experience more incidents involving firearms. This has led to ongoing discussions about the need for stricter regulations in these areas. For example, in schools, the threat of gun violence has led to active shooter drills becoming a routine part of the educational experience. Students and teachers are trained on how to respond in the event of a shooting, reflecting the broader societal concern over gun safety. Additionally, events like mass shootings at public places have prompted discussions on security and emergency preparedness in various settings. This societal impact is also evident in the political sphere, where gun control remains a highly polarizing issue, influencing elections and policy decisions. The situation today reflects a nation grappling with balancing individual rights and public safety, and it continues to be a contentious and evolving dialogue within American society.
And how does this situation come? Can you share more about the history?
The current situation regarding guns in the United States is deeply rooted in the nation's history and culture. The Second Amendment, ratified in 1791, plays a central role. It was established in the context of the American Revolutionary War, where militias played a key part in gaining independence. The amendment was intended to allow citizens to protect themselves and to ensure a check against potential government tyranny. Over time, as the country expanded and developed, gun ownership remained a significant part of American life, especially in frontier areas where self-reliance and personal protection were paramount. This cultural emphasis on individualism and self-defense has persisted. In the 20th century, as urbanization increased and new types of firearms were developed, the nature of gun ownership began to change. The rise in gun violence, particularly in the latter half of the century, led to more calls for regulation. Key historical events, such as the assassinations of prominent figures in the 1960s and the increase in mass shootings in recent decades, have further intensified the debate. Efforts to implement stricter gun control measures have been met with resistance from those who view such actions as a violation of constitutional rights. This historical backdrop has created a unique situation where gun ownership is deeply embedded in the national identity, and any attempts to change this are met with significant political and social resistance. This complex history continues to influence the contemporary landscape of gun control and gun rights debates in the U.S.
Are there any solutions for the gun issue in the United States?
The issue of guns in the United States is complex, and potential solutions often involve a multifaceted approach. Here are a few that are frequently discussed. 1. Enhanced background checks. Expanding background checks to cover all gun sales, including private transactions and gun shows, is often suggested. This aims to prevent guns from falling into the hands of those who shouldn't have them. 2. Mental health initiatives. Improving mental health care and ensuring that those with serious mental health issues receive the help they need can be a preventative measure. This approach also involves better reporting and tracking of individuals who may pose a risk. 3. Safe storage laws. Mandating safe storage practices for firearms can reduce accidental shootings and unauthorized access. 4. Assault weapons ban. Reinstating a ban on certain types of semi-automatic weapons and high-capacity magazines is another approach that some advocate for, aiming to reduce the potential for mass shootings. 5. Community programs. Investing in community-based programs that address the root causes of violence, such as poverty and lack of education, can also help reduce gun violence. Each of these solutions has its proponents and critics, and implementing them requires balancing constitutional rights with public safety concerns. It's a challenging and ongoing conversation reflecting the diverse perspectives and values within American society.
What is the government doing for this situation?
The U.S. government is taking several steps to address the gun issue. At the federal level, there have been efforts to implement and expand background checks, regulate certain types of firearms, and support mental health initiatives. State governments also play a crucial role, with some states enacting stricter gun laws, such as red flag laws and safe storage requirements. Additionally, there is ongoing discussion in Congress about comprehensive gun reform legislation. The government also supports community programs aimed at reducing gun violence and improving public safety. It's a multifaceted approach involving legislation, regulation, and community initiatives.
Okay, thank you.